So today we'll try to understand that how many number of immigrants or temporary residents should Canada invite to have a sustainable growth and to make sure that there are no affordability crisis like the way we see it now. So I'll share my screen and walk you through the numbers. So this video for sure will not be liked by a lot of permanent residents, a lot of temporary workers, because they would say that I'm speaking against them. But this is like what the real numbers are. And I also immigrated like around 9 years ago. But for me, it is important to show the truth. Like, doesn't matter people like it or not. So here is the total number of houses we are building per year. This is CMHC website, right? Again, like I'm not creating these numbers and all. So from 2010 to 2023, first is the issue is the number of houses that we're producing, even after extreme crisis has been the same, right? Canada is a developed country, right? So if you look at other countries like China, India, or like Saudi Arabia, Middle East and all, if they think about producing something, they would put all the resources and have it done, right? Here, the issue has been talked about for the last so many years, but nothing has increased. Like the productivity in last 15 years of building the homes has increased by just 20%, just 20%. So this is how, like, again, like we just get what we do. So if we are not able to do anything at all about the top issue, we'll not be able to resolve anything at all, right? So the number speaks for themselves. So now most of the homes that we have built are either multiplexes, right, or like apartments. So how many number of new residents can they accommodate? If you consider permanent residents, like one permanent resident would love to like just have one apartment, right? We can't consider that two permanent residents would be able to accommodate. Like we'll be able to accommodate two or three permanent residents in one apartment, right? Maybe a student we can consider them. So by considering this number, so I think we can accommodate close to like 300K as permanent resident students and all, everything all combined, right? So 300K is a good number, which is sustainable growth, and the number of immigrants, which consists of temporary resident students and all. If you want to increase it, further expand it for whatever reason, 400K, 450K max, right? But how many number of immigrants have we been, like how many number of immigrants and permanent and also temporary have we bringing in, right? So let's see again, like what happened after 2021. 2021, we had already experienced extreme pain in terms of affordability, in terms of rents, in terms of housing. Even after that extreme pain, the numbers clearly show how many number of immigrants, temporary residents, and all we can bring in. Even after that, the government increased the number of temporary non-resident, non-permanent residents from 1.3 million to 2.6 million, right? From where this number is coming. So there are like around close to 700K international students that are coming in, right? So I'm not saying students are bad, international students are bad. Basically, the government is exploiting them because every international student, they are charged very high fee. Each of these international students, they pay between 20K to 40K of fees, right, when they come in. Other is they have to show now like 20K that they have in their pockets and all. So they are bringing in close to 50K as the money as injection into the government. So now the government can show 700K into 50K as the GDP injection which they get from these students, right? Now, if you think from the students' point, they are like colleges have increased the number of international study permits by 10 times without much increase in the infrastructure, right? They have not opened 10 more campuses and all. They have not opened like 10 new buildings and all. So now all of these students who are coming in, they are charged like 50K as the like maybe the cost of the studies and all for diplomas and all, right? And now they don't go to in-person classes. Nobody is taking care whether they get educated or not. They are brought into the system just to inject money into the GDP. This is like short-term side. Like I'm not sure like why exactly the government is doing it. They are exploiting the citizens also. They are exploiting the temporary residents also, or the temporary like non-permanent residents also in the same way, right? And then if we see other reports, right? So how many number of permanent residents that government bring in? So it was close to 400K in 2021, and a total number of 1.5 million travel documents were issued, right? Which includes visitor study permits and temporary foreign workers. In year 2022, 4.7 million, right? Close to 5 million travel documents were issued. And we have seen that there was an extreme growth in 2023, which will see like maybe those that report is not out there. I'm not sure like what the government is doing. But anyways, let's share these numbers. We can at least see how many number of temporary workers, permanent residents, or students can Canada accommodate without causing an affordability crunch and all, right? So I feel we should bring in the best students, the best people, and try to have them like as if we are bringing our brothers and sisters into our family, right? Not treat them as business. When we bring in the students, we should bring in the best international students. We should try to subsidize their education because when if we bring in the best people, they will try to create 3 or 4 or 5 different jobs, right? And they're going to increase the productivity of Canada. Not like now, because we are treating them as pure business. They are getting exploited. And similarly, now the Canadian residents are also getting exploited because of this short-term thinking and all, and having no common sense, right? In this case. Do share this video so that everybody sees the clear picture what government is doing with the Canadian citizens and what the government is also doing with the international students because they have been exploiting them as well.